What's up, guys? What's up? Doing a little focus on the Def Leppard tonight for obvious reasons there with the old Def Leppard inspired Explorer. Hey, we got Seabass in here. Alrighty. So, hello, everybody. Let me try to say hello to everybody real quick. Going all the way back to the beginning. Cucumber, Dwight, Jamie, Marlon, Guitar Zone, Rod, Mitch, Time Surfing Alien, Raycron, Shred and Shine, Retro Puffer, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody, Dimebag Coins, At Least I Try. Is this your first time in here? I don't remember that name. Welcome, if it is. Tyler, who else do we got? Mr. JW, Rod, did I already say hi to Rod? Heavy Metal Hippie, Pyromania is the best, definitely, I agree. Raycron, I think I'm repeating names now, guys. James, No, it's not a real destroyer. James, did you not watch my video on Monday? If it was a real destroyer, it wouldn't say destroyer on the headstock, right? That is an IYV custom shop guitar that I asked them to make for me. And we got Dave, 6-string Stanger. Who am I missing here? Guitar Man. X1. Brian, searching for tone. And Aaron. And I think that's everybody. Brian. Now, are there any Def Leppard fanatics in the house other than Jamie and I? I know Jamie is. I know I am, of course. I don't know if there's any other big Def Leppard fans as big as us. Probably not, but that's okay. You can just be like a casual fan and you'll still enjoy the guitar stuff. Joe R. Me. Hello, Joe R. Woo! Boy, it is hot here, guys. It's hot here today. And I don't mean just from the shredding. It's 97 degrees today. Or it was. It's probably a little cooler now. 97 degrees. Can you believe that? It's like we're supposed to put the clocks back this weekend, which means we should be full on into fall. Winter is right around the corner. And today was 97. It's like, what's going on? And speaking of turning the clocks back, oh, how I hate that. Who's with me on that? Who hates turning the clocks back in November? I hate that it gets like 5 p.m. is dark. 5 p.m. and it's dark. And then, it's dark. It's just, I hate it. It's so depressing. Why do we have to do that? I wish we could not do that. We're the only country in the world that does that, I think. I shouldn't say that for sure, but I think we are. I know there was a reason for it a long time ago when they first started doing it and stuff, but man, I don't like it. I am not a fan. I wish we could leave the clocks the way they are now, not how they're going to be next week, just how they are now. I'd be good with that. Anyway, I got a big cup of ice water here. It'll probably be gone before I'm even like halfway done with the live stream. So it sounds like I got a lot of people agreeing with me that we hate the turning the clocks back. So come on, guys, we got to do something about that. We got to stop it. We got to be like, we all got to come together and be like, we're not turning our clocks back. Okay? I'm not turning my clocks back. They're going to stay the way they are now. And then when your boss at work gets mad because, well, let's see, we're turning the clocks back, right? So it's going to be earlier, fall back. So when you don't get to work on time, you're like, hey, my clock says 8 o'clock. I don't know what your clock says, but I'm not doing that turning back the clock nonsense. So I'm on time. Well, I don't know if your boss is going to let you get away with that. So maybe we shouldn't do that. Anyway, I know it was like, it has to do with like the farming and stuff. And oh, Retro Puffer says you do it in Canada too. Okay, I guess it's like a North America thing. No more daylight savings time or whatever. No more. Which one is daylight? Aren't we in daylight savings time right now? And then when we switch it on Sunday, it's not daylight savings time? I don't know. I just hate changing the clocks. It's not so much the changing of the clocks, guys. I just hate that it gets dark at like 5 o'clock in the wintertime. It's just like depressing. I don't like it. No time change in Arizona. Really, Guitar Bob? You guys somehow opted out of that? How did that happen? That's not fair. That's not fair. We should all be on shredder time, right? That's right, shredder time. Metal Dude doesn't even know how to tell time, guys. So, Yeah, trust me, he is not worried about turning back the clocks or anything. He does. I doubt if he even knows that there's 24 hours in a day. I doubt it. And Hawaii. Okay, Hawaii doesn't surprise me because of where it's located. But Arizona, I didn't know. Wow. Okay, Brian's asking, didn't the original Destroyer have DiMarzios? Probably. I don't know. And then probably when they made the production models that you could actually buy, those were probably like generic Ibanez pickups, I would imagine. Alrighty, guys, since I have 4 Def Leppard inspired tracks to play for you guys, I want to play all my original tracks that I made. There's 4 of them that were inspired by Def Leppard. So I'm going to do all of them in the live stream. So here comes the first one. This is the one that was in the video for this guitar on Monday. I'm calling it Passion Killer because that's a line from the lyrics in Photograph. And this song was totally inspired by Photograph. It might not sound exactly like Photograph, but that was intentional. I didn't want to get a copyright strike. Anyway, here it is, guys. For your listening and viewing pleasure, once again, Passion Killer. All right, guys, so a couple of things about that. The pickups, those are the stock pickups from IYV. I did not change the pickups. I just told IYV I wanted the double cream with the little black hex screws. And I said, I want Alnico 5 magnets and I want them to be high output. And they did a great job on the pickups this time, okay? Now, the song has a lot of layers, guys, just like Def Leppard. RJ's Cave, what's up, dude? You go and you listen to the Def Leppard stuff, you know, starting from like Pyromania up, especially Hysteria. There's tons of layers of different guitar parts. You know, doubling this part, 4 guitar parts at a time. So that song has a lot of layers. You know, it's not like I'm just playing it one track live. I had to do all kinds of layers with the rhythm parts. You know, some parts of the rhythm, there's 4 guitar tracks going. Just the rhythm. And then there's the solo parts where I play the melody, and some parts of that I did a harmony, and other parts I just doubled it. So a lot of layers. It makes it sound really big and full, but because, you know, I wanted it to sound like a Def Leppard song, and that's how they do their stuff. So, yeah. It's a great guitar, guys. It sounds great. It plays amazing. However, man, what a boat anchor. I said in the video, it weighs 10 pounds, right? It's so heavy. That's my one big regret with this order, that I didn't ask them to hollow out like that part of the body, that big part in the back. You know, this is so much extra wood sticking out there, you know? And, you know, I don't mind wood sticking out, but they could have put chambers in there, which I didn't even think about. I didn't even think about it. I wasn't even thinking, wow, this thing's going to weigh a ton. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it. I thought, you know, because I told them to use alder, I thought that with the alder, it wouldn't weigh as much, maybe. Plus, they were supposed to make it thinner. Again, I talked about it in the video. It was supposed to be 38 millimeters thick, but it ended up being like 45 or 46. I don't think that has a huge difference on the weight. But anyway, like even sitting down playing it, I start to get a sore back because it's like so big and heavy and awkward. But, you know, what are you going to do? Still a great guitar. So, what else is going on? Well, I do have 3 other Def Leppard inspired tracks to play for you guys. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you're already going to know them. You've already seen them. In fact, all 3 of these are on my last 2 albums, Dawn of the Shredder and Speed of Light. There are 3 of the tracks. I'll play the next one here in just a couple of minutes. The Bold Destroyer, yeah. Does it sound better because there's so much mass and wood? Maybe. Maybe the sustain is better because it's got so much wood there, right? I'm not like completely convinced that that has that kind of effect, but it could be true. What happened to my mustache? I never had a mustache, guys. You mean like in the video that I was just playing? I didn't have a mustache. I just had like scruffy face that I hadn't shaved in probably like a week or so. But it wasn't just a mustache, it was everywhere. Even today you can see, you know, the scruff is there. I only shave like once or twice a week. Yep. But I do shower every day. Just to be clear on that. I might not shave every day, but I do shower. Although, okay, you know, I was complaining about turning the clocks back. The only thing I like about winter, the only thing, well, not the only thing, but one of the main things I liked about winter when it's getting colder, that for me, it's bathtub season. So I can start using the bathtub instead of the shower. Because in the spring and the summer, it's too hot to sit in a bath with hot water. But I love soaking in the hot water of the bathtub in the wintertime. It feels so good. And I have a really big bathtub. Doesn't have the bubbles, although sometimes I make bubbles. Anyway, let's see. You're going to want a third. You know what, Tyler? I toyed with the idea of like, why don't I have IYV make me another one, and this time have them put the chambers in there. So instead of being 10 pounds, it's like 7 pounds. But I was like, oh, I'm not going to have to make another one. I've already got 2 at this point. Hey, Martin! Anyway, here's the other one. Now, here's something interesting I noticed, guys, about the AliExpress one and the one from IYV. I think this one has a smaller body. I think this one's actually smaller. It's definitely lighter. I can feel it. Okay. Do it and sell that one. Yeah, I could. I mean, I could, right? I could sell it. I could probably sell it for more than what I paid for it and make a little profit on it, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. Anyway, this one, like the shape, look, just as a reference, like look at this part right here. See this part, the little top triangle? And compare that to that one. You can see it's clearly bigger on that one, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but if I put it down there like that, it's bigger, right? Definitely bigger. So what that makes me wonder is like, which one is actually closer to the real Destroyer shape and size? I kind of have a feeling that it's that one. I never occurred to me like, oh, this is smaller than a real Destroyer. But now that I've got that one, I think that's probably more accurate to the real size. I don't know. I'd have to look at a picture online and like, you know, look at this one and then look at that one and go. But even when you watch like the old videos with Def Leppard and Phil Collen playing the Destroyer, if you really like look, it's like, man, you see this huge back part of the guitar sticking out like really far. It's not just the pickup rings, guys. This part right here, this part, this top little wedge here, it's definitely bigger on that one. It's not just the pickup rings. You can see it. I'm not saying it's massively bigger, but it's a little bit bigger. Anyway, I'm going to put that down before I drop it. But kudos to IYV for, you know, making an absolutely killer guitar at $300. It's just, how do they, I don't know how they do it. Well, I do know how they do it. There's like really cheap labor over there, but great guitar. Which one has better tone? I'm going to say the IYV. Although, you know, I did change the pickups on the AliExpress one. I put the Dawnless pickups in there that I used to buy off of AliExpress. I've got Dawnless pickups in several of my guitars. They're great pickups. But I want to say the IYV one probably sounds better. Make a star-shaped Destroyer. Yeah, 10 pounds is too heavy. So, you know, now that I've gone through this and I've got this like super heavy guitar, now this is one of the things that I will be thinking about and talking to them about every time I have them make me another guitar. So for example, right now, they're making me a guitar and it's made out of ash. And I know some of you guys know that ash, some types of ash wood have a tendency to be very heavy. So I was very clear. I'm like, I want this guitar to be like no heavier than 7 pounds. So what can we do? So they are chambering the body for me. So they're literally like cutting the top off, and I've already seen a picture of it. There's big chambers. It's a Strat body, guys. It's a Strat shape, not a Dinky, like a regular Strat body. And they put like 3 different chambers, plus it's got the swimming pool route because it's going to have a pick guard on it. It's got the swimming pool route on it, plus like 3 different chambers. Because yeah, I didn't want another 10-pound guitar. So anyway, now I know. Now that I know that they can do that, and that's a thing, and it's like, yeah. I do love the Alder, guys. I do love the Alder. Neither one of them is for sale. Not at the moment. Neither one of them is for sale. Why not add some F-holes? I don't like, you know what, Martin? I don't like F-holes in an electric guitar. Except maybe like on a semi-hollow Telecaster. I think that looks okay. But like, or you know, those big, bulky, like Gibson-style guitars, of course, they look okay on that. Like very traditional looking. But like a regular like Strat or like a shred guitar, I don't think I would like that. Eli, what's up, Eli? And Johnny. Oh, that's funny, Johnny. RJ's Cave. I always pay them in PayPal. No, they won't take your credit card, RJ's Cave. I pay them in PayPal, but if you pay PayPal, it has to be friends and family. They will not let you pay like regular PayPal so that you can get the guitar and go and then dispute it with PayPal and get your money back. But I don't know if they do PayPal with everybody. I think they do. I think they do. I get that question a lot. Like, people will email me or message me on Facebook and say, oh, they're asking me to send a bank transfer. But, you know, once you send a bank transfer, you can't get that money back. There's no protection. There's no buyer protection. But anytime I get those messages, what I tell them is like, okay, all I can tell you is that every time I have ordered a guitar and paid for a guitar, I've always got the guitar. And I've seen dozens and dozens of guys online. There's a Facebook group for IYV. People saying, I got a custom, I love it. People show pictures of their custom. I have never once seen a person go on there and say, I ordered a custom, I paid for it, and they never sent me the guitar. So to my knowledge, that's never happened. So that's all I can say. Okay, guys, it is time for my next Def Leppard inspired clip. And this one is going to feature, if I can find it, where is it? Oh, there it is. This one is going to feature my black Chipson. This is a Steve Clark inspired guitar. That was an AliExpress Chipson guitar that turned out really good. One of my better AliExpress guitars. And again, this was a song that I was trying to make it sound like Def Leppard. Here goes. Alrighty, that one's called Somewhere in the Distance. Again, I took that from the lyrics of a Def Leppard song. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the bells ring. Right? What song is that from? I know Jamie knows. That song was basically my attempt to, like, if you took the song Too Late for Love from Pyromania and the song Women from Hysteria and you smushed them together, you might get something that sounds like that. So that's what that was about. And I was pretty happy with the way that one turned out. Too late. Too late for hair. Too late, guys. I'm bald. Martin's going deaf and I'm going bald. Boy, what a pair we make, right? Photograph is so hard to sing. Yeah, I won't even try to sing Photograph. I won't embarrass myself. I won't embarrass myself with that one. I don't even know how he sang those songs like that back in the day, because it was like almost like a falsetto. This, with the raspiness. Anyway, he pulled it off. All three pickups. It wouldn't sound good with all three pickups on at the same time. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you would want all three pickups on at the same time. It would just be like, I don't know what that would sound like, but I don't think it would be good. Bold Leopard. Thank you, Guitar Zone. Bold Leopard. George Lynch will do a bald shredder cover. That'll be the day. Thanks, Martin. Speaking of George Lynch, I need to do a video talking about George Lynch, because I don't know how many of you guys remember, but over the past couple of years, he announced that Lynch Mob was on their farewell tour. They were calling it what were they calling it? Not the End of the Road. That was the Kiss tour, but something like that. And their last show was supposedly earlier this year, right? And there was he made a big deal about it. It was on all the websites and posting about it on all the social media and stuff. This is going to be it for Lynch Mob, and that's it. And then the band will kind of disband, and he will continue to tour and play shows, but he's not going to call it Lynch Mob, and it'll have a revolving door of musicians, maybe a certain singer for a few shows, and then a different singer for a few, whoever's available. And he did play 2 shows kind of recently, and it was called George Lynch and the Mob. Well, guess what, guys? Guess what? He lied. He is now back to calling his band Lynch Mob again. This is the second time he's done this. Remember, he retired the Lynch Mob name, and he was going by George Lynch's Electric Freedom, I think it was called. But he quickly figured out that he couldn't get the same amount of money playing shows under that name. So he brought back the Lynch Mob name. And then they toured, they put out some new records, whatever. And he was like, well, this is it. This is going to be it. We're retiring the name. So the same thing happened, because I just read an interview today with him talking about it. It's like his manager telling him, you need to use the Lynch Mob name. You're going to have more opportunities if you're going out as Lynch Mob rather than George Lynch and the Mob or whatever. So basically, it's dollars and cents. He can earn more by continuing to use the Lynch Mob name. So he's like, he kind of said, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't take advice from me, because I never make the right decisions or something like that. I'm sure he was joking, but But man, how often do bands do this, right? This is our last tour. This is our retirement. We will not tour after this. And then a couple of years later, they're touring again. So he's not the only one, right? There's a lot of bands do that. This is our final farewell, and then they come back. But I was thinking I need to do a video and upload a video on that, but man, I am really crunched for time recently. That is something I would be interested to look at, Steve, about how they got those Def Leppard gang vocals, right? To make it, because I've tried to do that. And that is not something that's easily replicated. Maybe if I watched his videos explaining how they did it, then I'd know how to do it, because it sounds like 1,000 people singing, you know, like the choruses in their songs. So speaking of that, guys, I am going to play you my you guys are about to be treated to a little treat. Treated to a treat. Do I know how to talk? You guys are in for a treat. You're going to hear me, Bald Shredder, singing. Oh no! That's right, guys. I made a song called Def Leppard that's in the style of Def Leppard, and the lyrics are all about Def Leppard. And I believe it's on my Speed of Light album. So here you go, guys. A song called Def Leppard, about Def Leppard, in the style of Def Leppard. And me singing, oh no! It's not that bad, really.
Something to say. Animal, Armageddon net, or some sugar on me was a massive hit. The greatest band, I'm not the buffoolin'. 100 million records sold, super coolin'. We all listen to Photograph. How many calling plays, yeah. When the song is the radio, when you're jamming in your car, playing air guitar. Def Leppard. Def Leppard. Def Leppard. Cloutin' Cloven. Joe, Phil, Sav and Rick, Vivian, Steven, Pete, y'all did the trick. We all listen to Photograph. How many days? Wakefield calling plays, yeah. When the song is the radio, when you're jamming in your car, playing air guitar.
All right, guys, Def Leppard. Yes, Dave, everybody in that band is bald. And nobody has a beard, so you can't join the band. Sorry. Now, Retro Puffer says, imagine if Def Leppard called me up and asked to play this at their next tour. Okay, you know what's funny about that song? And thank you for all the nice comments for the people that were like, yeah, right on, rock, dude, whatever. Anyway, after I made that song and after I made that video, I tried my hardest to get somebody from the band to notice that, to get somebody to, like, you know, hear it and see it and say something, to make a comment on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube or anything. I tagged them all in like social media. I sent it to Rick Allen on Facebook. I sent it to their management company via like their website. I mean, I tried to find every way possible that I could send it to somebody. I think I even sent it to like the producer from their most recent album. I sent it to his Facebook. But anyway, tumbleweeds, nothing. I got no response. So if they ever did hear it, they were not impressed. I was like, really? How often do you do? I mean, you're a huge band. You're like gazillionaires. You got millions of fans around the world, of course. You've sold 10 bazillion albums, all that stuff, of course. But how often do they have a fan who writes a song called Def Leppard in the style of Def Leppard, singing about Def Leppard? I mean, it just the tiniest little acknowledgement, like on Instagram or something, would have been cool. But nope, nothing. Anyway, whatever. They don't have time for little peons like me. James, you are way too fixated on me having a mustache. It's getting a little weird, dude. Just to let you know. So, anyway, the only member of the band that I've ever met is Phil Collen. And I've met him at the NAMM show, gosh, at least 3 times over like many years, you know, from like several years ago, probably like 20 years ago. And then the most recent time, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe. And he was always the nicest guy. So, I met Vivian before. But I never think of Vivian as a real member, even though he's been in the band for a long time. I met Vivian, and he was cool too. But Phil, I've met Phil a few times. Took pictures with him, got autographed. My Pyromania album cover right there. You guys can't see it, but it's autographed by Phil Collen. He is the nicest guy, you know, and especially considering what a huge rock star he is, right? I mean, he's a huge star in the rock and roll community anyway. And again, a gazillionaire. And he was just like completely down to earth and nice. You know, I asked him some questions. He answered my questions. He was pleasant, took pictures with me. So great guy. So I'm always going to be a fan. I would love to somehow someday meet like Joe or Rick Savage or Rick Allen. So that's right. Jamie remembers the video that I did talking about Vivian Campbell. It was right after he joined the band, and it was at the NAMM show, and he was wearing overalls with no shirt underneath, so it was just overalls, and he had a very strong case of the BO. I mean, it was like, whew. So, but he was cool. He talked to me for like 10 seconds, answered my question. Okay, Colonel Corn now jumping on the mustache fetish train. Maybe you and James need to get a room, and you can talk about mustaches. Hey, Rod. Accidentally pissed off Bruce. Somehow I get the feeling, speaking of Iron Maiden, I've never met any of the guys in Iron Maiden. But I've seen Nico McBrain at the NAMM show. I've seen him. Like, you know, right across from me, but I never went up and talked to him. But I always got the feeling that like Bruce Dickinson would be the least fan friendly out of the bunch. I don't know. He just comes across that way when I like read his interviews and stuff like that. But never met him, so I don't know. Corpse Grinder. That's the singer's name of Cannibal Corpse. I did not know that. Yeah, you would expect a guy with a name like Corpse Grinder to be a little intense, right? Or a lot intense. I mean, come on, Corpse Grinder. But he was the nicest guy, so hey, cool, right? You know, they always say like, don't meet your heroes, right? Don't meet your heroes like you're, some famous celebrity that you idolize, because you're going to be let down. You're going to be disappointed. They're going to come across as like a jerk. And then it's going to be like this person that you love their movies or you love their music for years and years and years and years. And one little like small 5-second encounter can just like ruin all that if they're a jerk to you or if they blow you off or whatever. Right? So they always say, don't meet your heroes. Oh, Rod. Wow, interesting. Gary Richrath, former REO Speedwagon guitar player Gary Richrath, who is passed away a few years back, no longer around. What was that about, Rod? I know he had like a heavy drinking problem, so when you met him, was he like blasted or something? Yeah, Johnny, and that's exactly what I would expect. I would expect all the guys in Maiden to be like pretty cool and like, just kind of chill and Adrian and Dave and even the bass player, Steve Harris. What's the other guitar player's name? There's 3 of them. Dave Murray, Adrian Smith. Not Anik. What's that guy's name? I can picture him. You were the bouncer. You went to shake his hand and he told me not to talk to him and just get him a drink. Long story short, he did not get a drink. Oh, man. Yeah, why do you need to be that way? I just don't understand that mindset that I'm just going to be a jerk to my fan. People want to say hi to me or whatever. And it's like, you don't care about your fans or you're just going to poop all over them or whatever. I just don't get that. Janik, that's right. I was thinking Anik. Janik Gers. You went into Tinkle and they were there. They were in the women's bathroom, Jamie? Colonel Corn. Okay. Had a good time with Tommy Lee. Colonel Corn, did you have your mustache at the time? And did Tommy say, "Stop it, that's ticklish. You're tickling me"? One time, this is going back a few years. I would say not more than 10 years. I don't know. Could be, I think he passed away already. David Crosby. He was at the NAMM show, and he was walking. And if you guys have seen pictures or videos of the NAMM show, it's huge, right? So you walk this way, you walk that way. You're just walking everywhere. And I was walking. Here's me, and here's David Crosby with like a girlfriend or a wife. I don't know, like walking past each other. And I'm just walking. And, it's like when you're walking and you see somebody famous and you suddenly recognize them, I was probably looking at him like this, like because I was going, it takes a split second to go, he looks familiar. Wait a minute, who is that? But only enough time because we walked past each other. But when I was looking at him, he looked at me because I was looking at him as we went past. But he looked at me with the friggin' death stare. It was like, don't you dare say something to me. Don't you dare stop me and ask me for a picture or anything. It was just like, I was like, oh. And I just kept walking. I was like, man, he looked pissed. Or it was just like, I don't want to be bothered by fans. I don't know if David Crosby had a reputation for not being very friendly. Not really sure, but he sure didn't look friendly at that point. Guitar Bob, you like meeting your YouTube heroes. I think YouTube heroes are probably grateful for having fans. I know I am. Anytime I meet anybody at the NAMM show, I'm always very nice and talk to them and take a picture if they want or whatever. I am grateful to have people that watch my videos. Otherwise, where would I be? You're nothing without the fans, right? All right, guys. I am going to play the fourth Def Leppard inspired track. This one is more on the mellower side. And this was the track that I wrote and recorded on the green PRS guitar that I had, that I won in the giveaway from Sweetwater. I don't have it anymore because I sold it because I wasn't really a big fan of that guitar. But this song was my attempt to make something along the lines of Love Bites from Hysteria. And I think Jamie can confirm. I think I titled this one Love Bleeds. Love Bites, Love Bleeds, right? They even say that in the song. Love Bleeds, yep, there you go. All right, guys, here it is. Alrighty, there it was, guys. Love Bleeds. The mellower side of the bald shredder. So that completes my 4 Def Leppard inspired original tracks. Now, I don't know how many of you guys remember, but on my album, Tiger vs. Dragon, I also did a complete cover version of Switch 625. You can find that on YouTube, all the streaming sites. All you got to do is type in Richard Jaymz Switch 625 and you'll hear my cover version. I'm pretty proud of how well that one turned out as well. What's my mindset? I don't know. I usually kind of focus on like one particular song of theirs. And I want a riff that's in the same vein of that song. So I try to come up with something that sounds like it's kind of like that, but of course not an exact copy. And then I think about, instead of just playing the same, like doubling the same part, maybe adding a second part that works with that, but I'm not just playing the same chords, because they do that a lot in Def Leppard. Like Phil's playing something and Vivian's playing something else. Or when it was Steve, they were playing like 2 different parts, but they mixed well together. And just thinking more along the lines of like melody rather than like pure shredding. Like if you listen to the song that I did on this guitar this week, the new one, there's very little shredding in that. It's all like simple melodies, almost all. There was a couple little shred licks in there because I had to have a little bit of shredding, but mostly it was like really simple melodies, like something you would hum in your head. Like, I mean, it's so easy you can hum it. Anyway, that's it. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap up for today. No problem, Steve. I gotcha. So thanks everybody for being here. I really appreciate it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And I might have another video later in the week talking about George Lynch, going back to the Lynch Mob name, if I have time to record it. That might come out like on Saturday or something. I don't know, because I'll have time on the weekend. Monday, I'll have a new video on Monday. Guess what, guys? On Monday, it's going to be a Temu guitar. Not a complete guitar that I bought from Temu, but it was a guitar kit. Like, you know, just the body, the neck, and all the components. But I did some really cool stuff to it, and I made it turn out totally awesome, of course, but super cheap. That'll be on Monday, so be sure to tune in. And members, Sunday, 4 o'clock, live for the members only. All right, guys. What was I going to say? Sorry, little burpage there. Halloween's coming up. Everybody have a great Halloween. Check your apples for razor blades. You don't want to be biting into razor blades. And, you know, go out, have a good time trick-or-treating or whatever it is that you're going to do. And that is it, my friends. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hasta la vista, baby.